U.S. Citizenship N-400 Interview, Tax Penalties, Fraud and Good Moral Character, Part 3. Andrea and David remain seated in the same quiet USCIS interview room. After completing the deeper questions in Part 2, Andrea turns the page in her file and prepares to finish the tax portion of the naturalization review.
David, we're now entering the final clarifications of the tax section. My main question for this segment is, do you understand that giving false or incomplete information on a tax return can lead to serious penalties?
Yes, officer. I understand that providing false information, whether on purpose or by ignoring important details, can result in fines, interest, and possibly criminal charges. I know the IRS takes accuracy very seriously, and I try to follow the rules carefully.
Good. Since you've been consistent in reporting your income in Parts 1 and 2, this question is just to confirm your understanding of the law. As a follow-up, can you explain what you would do if you discovered that a number you reported last year was not accurate?
I would file an amended return right away. I'd check my documents, correct the mistake, submit the new form, and pay any difference I owe. I wouldn't wait, because I know delay can create more problems.
Exactly. Now, one more follow-up. Do you understand that intentionally hiding income or lying on a return can be considered tax fraud and can affect your naturalization?
Yes, officer. I understand completely. Even a small lie is still a lie, and I know the government expects honesty from applicants. That's why I keep my documents organized and double-check everything.
Thank you, David. Your answers show awareness and responsibility. Next, I want to explore your understanding of how the IRS applies penalties and interest when taxes are not paid correctly. Moving forward, my next main question is, do you understand how the IRS applies penalties and interest when taxes are not paid fully or on time?
Yes, officer. I understand that if someone fails to pay by the deadline, the IRS adds interest to the amount owed. There may also be penalties, especially if the person waited too long or didn't communicate with the IRS. The longer the delay, the more the amount grows.
That's correct. Since you previously mentioned a short-term payment plan from several years ago, I want to confirm your understanding. As a follow-up, when you had that payment plan, did you understand that interest could still apply during the repayment period?
Yes. The IRS explained that interest might continue until the balance was fully paid. That motivated me to finish the plan quickly. I didn't want the amount to grow.
Good decision. Now another follow-up. If you ever owed a larger amount in the future, what steps would you take to avoid long-term penalties?
I would contact the IRS immediately, ask for a payment agreement, and follow it carefully. I'd try to avoid missing payments. I also think it's important to adjust withholdings if needed so the same situation doesn't repeat.
Exactly. One final question for this segment. Do you understand that unpaid penalties or unresolved tax debt can affect the good moral character requirement for citizenship?
Yes, officer. That's why I've always made sure my taxes are current. I never want to leave anything unresolved.
Very good. Next, we'll review your understanding of accurate reporting and fraud prevention. Since we've talked about responsibility, penalties, and reporting, my next main question is, what steps do you personally take to avoid tax mistakes or any situation that could look like fraud?
Officer, I try to stay very organized. I keep all my income documents, W-2s, 1099s, pay stubs, in one folder. I also check the numbers against my employer's online system. When I'm filing, I enter everything carefully and review the return before submitting it. I don't guess about any numbers. If something is unclear, I ask the employer or check IRS instructions.
Good. As a follow-up, do you ever rely on tax preparation software or a professional preparer?
Yes, I used a tax preparer my first year because I was new to the system. Now I mostly use software, but I still read each section carefully. I never sign the return unless I understand what it says. I know that even if someone helps me, I am still responsible for the accuracy.
That is correct. Another follow-up. Have you ever been asked by anyone, an employer, a friend, or a preparer, to hide income or report something incorrectly?
No, officer. No one has ever asked me to do something dishonest. But even if someone did, I would refuse. I don't want problems with the IRS, and honesty is important to me.
Excellent. A final question for this segment. If you discovered that a preparer filed something incorrectly on your behalf, what would you do?
I would fix it immediately by filing an amendment. I would also stop using that preparer. I know the responsibility is still mine, no matter who submitted the form.
Very good. We're almost done. In the next segment, I will ask the final clarifications I need regarding your overall tax compliance. This is the final segment of the tax portion. My main question is there anything else in your tax history, anything at all, that we have not discussed and that could affect your naturalization?
No, officer. Everything in my tax history is accurate and up to date. I've filed every required return, paid all taxes owed, corrected any small issues in the past, and I don't have any outstanding debts or penalties. There's nothing hidden or unresolved.
Thank you. I appreciate your clear answers throughout parts 1 and 2. As a follow-up, have you ever had a tax-related court case, lien, or collection action?
No, none at all. I never had a lien, never went to court for taxes, and never had the IRS send my account to collections.
Very good. Another follow-up. Do you currently have any open matters with the IRS? Anything pending, under review, or waiting for your response?
No, officer. Everything is complete. I haven't received any recent letters, and there are no ongoing issues.
Excellent. And one final confirmation. Do you fully understand that tax compliance is a continuing responsibility, even after becoming a U.S. citizen?
Yes, absolutely. I know that being a citizen means continuing to follow the law, including filing and paying taxes each year. I will keep maintaining accurate records and reporting all income.
Thank you, David. Your answers show consistency and responsibility. With that, we have completed the tax section of your N-400 interview. We will now move on to the next part of the application. Vocabulary note. Interest, extra cost added over time when tax payments are late. Withholdings, money taken from your paycheck for taxes before you receive it. Penalty, extra charge for breaking a tax rule. Tax fraud, intentionally lying or hiding information to avoid paying taxes. Lien, legal claim on property because of unpaid taxes. Collection action, when the IRS tries to recover unpaid taxes through enforced methods. Tax preparer, person who helps you file your taxes. Fraud, intentionally doing something dishonest for financial gain.